Hello and welcome to the SportsGrad podcast. My name is Ryan Walker and with me is the steam train, Reuben Williams. How are you, mate?
I'm brilliant. Thank you, Ryan. It's a pleasure to be chatting with you as always. How are you?
I'm fantastic. You know it's going to be a good pod when we're already laughing during the intro. And
always,
just
mate,
then,
always.
as I'm presenting it, you're laughing. So I guess the feeling's good.
I get to look at you every time we do this and it makes me smile. So it brings a lot of energy to me to this podcast with you.
Yeah. Oh, well, I mean, we're 123 in now, so you'd hope that we do enjoy these podcasts together. I certainly do. And I love a bite size. So without further ado, let's get cracking. We can't continue without talking about our great friends at Deakin University, where every single course is backed by industry experts. So you can be confident that you'll get the job you want with a degree that employers want. Deakin University, progressive real-world learning.
Brilliant folk over there.
Absolutely, and obviously your favourite and my favourite university in the entirety of Australia. Is that a word? Entirety? I think it is. But no, can't thank Deakin enough, our good friends over there. If you want to learn more about who we are, what we do, or want to ask us any questions, feel free to connect with us on LinkedIn. You can find a link to do so in the show notes. Today, Rubes, we are talking about how to know your career is on track, which comes from the principle number 8 of how to get a job in sport without getting lucky, our 100th episode. So the great man who, I wouldn't want to know about this topic any more than... That doesn't make sense. Oh... So the great man who I know is probably the most versed in sharing anything about this topic is the great Reuben Williams. So I'll hand it over to you, mate.
Thank you, Ryan. Well, we've finally arrived. We introduced the 8 principles in episode 100. We loved them. People loved hearing about it. And we've made our way through them one by one over the last, 8 weeks. And we're at the end of it. I'm going to be a bit sad. I'm going to miss the 8 principles. But the 8th principle reads... Invest so much time that it worries you if it will all be worth it. That's how you know you're on the right track. Now, Ryan, when you're pursuing a career in anything, until you've got a job, you never really know if what you're doing is the right thing or if you're doing enough. And so it's important to find ways to keep yourself on track, to kind of allow yourself to keep moving, because you're just following a vision. You've got a vision for your career that it is in some organization, in some dream job in the future, and you're just trying to do everything you can to get there. But you need things to motivate you along the way, and often that's just like different checkpoints or markers of doing the right things. Now, when you're investing so much time that it worries you if it will all be worth it, what you're actually doing during that period when you're working on a career, if you break it down, you're either building up skills or you're building up networks. If you're spending time volunteering, doing internships, doing unpaid work, you're meeting new people all the time. You know, if you're at a community football club, you're meeting parents, you're meeting committee members, you're meeting coaches, you're meeting players. There's so many people who you just don't know who might be able to help you. Like, all these networks are so important. When you're going through university as well, every time you jump into class, you're meeting, classmates who can help you down the track. I'm connected with some classmates at the moment who are doing fantastic things in other organizations, and it's brilliant to still be in touch with them. And the whole way through, even if it feels like a grind, you're building up skills. Your capability is constantly improving. And both of these things are crucial to get a job, because at the end of the day, to get a job, you have to convince someone to trust you enough that you can do the job. So if you're out there grinding and it feels like you're going nowhere and you're feeling close to burning out, and you probably think, I've just invested 3 years of my life for no return, the reality is you're constantly building up skills and you're constantly building networks. And the more that you invest in it, the greater chance you have of somebody else coming along and actually being able to identify your value. But if you almost want to guarantee a job in sport, Ryan, you seriously have to push yourself to be in the top 1%. Now, I'm going to give you a personal example. Mind me while I indulge for a second. But
I love hearing your story. That's weird because I've never heard it. So please go.
Sure. So I'll take you back, Ryan, to March 2017. And I was doing an internship with Australian University Sport. I was had a job at Paran Junior Football Club. I was the president of the Deakin University Sports Society. I had an exercise science internship going on with ESS Performance. I was on the committee of my local football club, St Mary's Salesian, my local cricket club, Wycliffe Cricket Club. And then I just joined the Hawthorn Football Club to take on a volunteer opportunity with their community schools program as well. And I was in the car with my mate Cam, and he was driving me to cricket training one day. And we were in the car, heading to cricket training, and I told him, I've just got this new opportunity with the Hawthorn Football Club. And he says to me, Ruben, is this one actually going to pay you? And I said to him, no, but hopefully one day somebody will. And before I graduated, that someone was Cricket Australia. Now, to give you some context to this, there's 400 people in my cohort who graduated, and I was the only person who started my career at Cricket Australia. The year before me, our good friend Franny Tay, who you know very well, Ryan.
Absolutely.
She was one of the 400 of her. She was the only person in the cohort of 400 to graduate from our university, Deakin, and go straight into Cricket Australia. The following year was another good friend of ours, Kunal Sheth, who again, only person to go in.
Now works at Kojo, which is
there you go.
Unbelievable organisation as well.
Continuing up.
Yep.
Now, the reason I'm sharing this, Ryan, is because so many people that we talk to us tell us that they dream of working at the biggest organisations and the biggest teams in the world. And I'm not sharing this to show off or anything like that, but to give you a bit of a reality check of how many opportunities are available and how many people actually get them. But if you want to be in the top 1% who get these jobs, you need to find ways to check in and understand if you're doing enough. So here's your barometer. If you want to check you're doing the right things, just stop, look around you. Are your peers doing more, less, or the same as you? And that will tell you if you need to step it up or carry on. And so when you start to feel a pinch, when it starts putting pressure on your social life, when you're volunteering so much that you haven't seen your friends in a few weeks and you can no longer play amateur sport, or other things are starting to, be sacrificed for your career, and you're worried that this $30,000 debt or more that's hanging over your head that you've invested 3 years of your life into is going to all be worth it, that's when you know you're in the right path. When you seriously at that point where you don't know if it's going to be worth it, keep going. You're building up skills. You're building up networks. If you're doing more than the people around you, you will be rewarded for it in time.
Beautiful. I love how, obviously we spoke about Deakin at the start, but right there's 3 people in consecutive years that all made their way to almost like their dream organisation where they wanted to work. And like, you're dead right with the 1%. Like, it's one each year. So if you think you're just going to be doing the same as everyone else, it's probably not going to happen. Like, because 400 people are all doing a certain level.
Yeah. So and you're another example. Like, how many people graduated from Notre Dame?
I mean, probably similar amount. But yeah, like you don't. It's not common. Like I don't look out there and be like, oh, they work at the AFL, they work at CA, they work at tennis, they work at cricket, whatever. You don't see it. So it's the people who do those extra little things. And exactly the barometer, as you mentioned before, sacrifice is almost one of the key things here, because if you don't do those things, you could get lucky and do it, but it's probably unlikely. So go that.
I'll share with you a very real example. It was May 2017, and I was up on the Gold Coast for a conference with Australian University Sport. And it ran for 3 days at the start of the week. And over the weekend, I just recorded an interview for the SportsGrad YouTube channel. And I was trying to edit that to get it out by Thursday. I was trying to attend this conference and meet lots of people and do my job there. And then for the Deakin University Sports Society, we were running a speed networking event on the Wednesday night. So I was trying to go to this conference. They needed me to be up at like 6:30 every morning, which is not good for me. And then I had to fly back to Melbourne. I had to edit this podcast or, YouTube interview. I arrived in Melbourne, went straight to Deakin University, ran the event, and then got home from the speed networking night at like 10:30. And I remember just like collapsing on my bed, and I was like, I'm finished. I can't do anymore. This is it. I'm at breaking point. And I was just like, I know I'm on the right track, and I know I'm doing all these good things, and I know they're really valuable, but I just want like some reward for it.
Yeah.
So it's tough. Like, it's seriously tough. And that was in May, and I didn't get a job until September.
Yeah.
So you've really just got to kind of acknowledge those moments, pat yourself on the back, pick yourself up, and keep going.
Yeah. No, very good, mate. I think that's a great message. So nice one, and great to hear your story. Lots to take away. So fantastic. That'll wrap us up. 1, 2, 3 in the book. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.